You spend 40 years building a financial portfolio. You track the yields, you balance the risk, and you prepare for the day the paychecks stop. But when that day arrives, the spreadsheets offer no guidance on how to actually spend the next 20 years of your life. Our culture promotes the leisure illusion, the idea that retirement is an endless, effortless vacation. It's an image of permanent relaxation where the primary goal is to stop working. The reality of this transition is often a shock. On a Friday, you have a professional identity, a forced daily structure, and built-in social networks. By Monday morning, those structures are gone, leaving you to generate purpose from scratch. We often mistake post-retirement depression for an inevitable part of aging. In many cases, these symptoms are the direct result of withdrawing effort from life. When the mind stops meeting demands, it begins to atrophy. High-yield mental health requires active management. We plot energy and effort on the horizontal axis and psychological return on the vertical. Low-effort inputs, like crosswords or television, fall into the bottom left quadrant. They occupy time, but offer the lowest returns for cognitive health. To optimize your psychological portfolio, you need to identify the high-yield investments. Science points to 5 interventions that deliver the highest measurable returns for retirees. Chronological age is rarely the problem. The primary risk factor for psychological decline is the comfort trap, the choice to favor passivity over engagement. The foundational intervention is generativity. This is the act of creating something worthwhile that outlasts you, providing a structural replacement for your former career identity. Generativity requires a specific input, a commitment to scheduled, complex tasks. This might look like mastering a difficult new craft, tutoring local students, or taking on a substantive volunteer role. By providing a service to others, you establish a new sense of social utility. You gain a status within a community that mimics the psychological benefits of a structured workplace. This comes with a trade-off. You have to endure the ego friction of being a beginner again and expend the physical energy required to stay active in your community. The second intervention involves your media diet. The goal is a hard cap on news consumption, 10 minutes every morning and nothing more for the rest of the day. Therapists find that a 24/7 stream of negative news leads to increased ambient anxiety and a biological stress response. Limiting this input causes an immediate drop in baseline stress levels. You may feel bored at first without the constant noise of current events. However, managed boredom is far healthier than the hopelessness that comes with being news-saturated. Socially, this means you will have fewer sensational topics to discuss. You'll be trading superficial outrage for more meaningful personal interactions. Generativity and a controlled media diet provide the structural scaffolding for your life. They stabilize your environment so you can implement more intensive biological changes. Physical inputs dictate your psychological state. Stabilizing your blood sugar prevents the sudden mood crashes and irritability that often mimic clinical depression. This requires overriding the impulse for comfort foods that provide a temporary boost. Prioritizing protein and complex carbohydrates keeps your emotions balanced throughout the day. 15 minutes of daily movement serves as a non-drug treatment for depression. Walking or gardening boosts baseline serotonin and maintains the physical ability to stay engaged with the world. Mindfulness-based stress reduction, or MBSR, serves as a biological tool. It modifies internal chemistry by targeting stress pathways that simple mental relaxation ignores. This chart shows the physiological mechanism. MBSR downregulates the pro-inflammatory transcription factor NF-κB. Over 8 weeks of training, this leads to a measurable reduction in systemic inflammation. Lowered inflammation correlates directly with a reduction in the physical sensation of loneliness. By managing your biology, you are effectively treating a social emotion. MBSR is a high-effort intervention. It requires 8 weeks of intense mental discipline and a daily commitment to practice, but the biological yield is significant. These biological inputs prevent the physical residue of aging from manifesting as psychological distress. A deep generational stigma often prevents older adults from seeking professional help. Many see therapy as a sign of weakness or an admission that they can no longer manage their own lives. The data contradicts this belief. Older adults are statistically more likely to benefit from psychological therapy than working-age adults. This chart shows recovery rates for cognitive behavioral therapy. The likelihood of reliable recovery for patients over 65 is 1.33 times higher than for younger adults. Retirees stay in treatment longer and drop out less frequently. They have the life experience needed to apply behavioral strategies and the time required to make those changes stick. CBT provides a durable solution to depressogenic thought patterns, such as the belief that nothing you do can improve your mood. The trade-off is the financial cost and the emotional vulnerability of re-examining long-held cognitive distortions. For any retiree experiencing persistent sadness or a lack of motivation, professional therapy is the highest yield investment for their psychological portfolio. This optimization scorecard maps our 5 interventions against the 3 most common psychological profiles in retirement. If you are a proactive optimizer still working, build your generativity and MBSR habits now. Secure these high-yield routines before your career structure disappears. For the disillusioned retiree who is already struggling, go directly to CBT and strict dietary changes. These provide the high-impact recovery needed to break a cycle of depression. If you are a caregiver, reframe mental health as longevity optimization. Focus on the biological benefits to bypass your loved one's stigma toward therapy. The fundamental trade-off is between the discomfort of an active retirement and the slow decay of a passive one. Your capacity to adapt, learn, and thrive has no expiration date. Your retirement is a new portfolio requiring a different kind of investment.